our spiritual evolution, and the more we become awake and the more we are aware spiritually, that will open our eyes and help us rise beyond all of this, beyond the beliefs, beyond the boxes, and be able to see the commonalities and embrace the diversity among ourselves, rather than forcing another box to become like a box. And that's what has been happening. Our own ignorance has led many people, the majority of people in faith, to start correcting each other and trying to tear down each other, thinking that box has all the truth and that box or your box is wrong. But this is, for me, if you are really spiritually aware, this is a futile exercise. It's just a waste of time, because debate and argument over beliefs is like two blind persons. They are throwing stone at each other, and there's no point in that, because both cannot see the other. And that is exactly what's happening. People fighting over different beliefs, and even within the household of Christianity, we have many denominations now all over the world. There's no point of arriving as a compromise, because we are all in a different box, unless we are willing to jump outside of our own boxes and starting to join other boxes and try to understand where they are coming from. Then things will become better. But if we continue to remain which box we have been, and the majority of people have been staying within one box pretty much all their life, and most of them will stay there for the rest of their life. And you can just imagine someone who is open-minded and allowed to experience other realities about life and other truth about life. You can easily see the blind spot there. Someone who has been staying, for example, if you've been staying within one denomination all your life, growing up there, you were teach there, you were formed there spiritually, all of that, you'll be no better. You're not gonna know any better at all. And most of the people who are causing these problems, they are the ones who have been staying within one box for the rest of their life. But growing more mature in life, we should easily, this is just a simple observation. You can just see the nature and just easily see how diverse it is. Different trees within the plant, within the plant category, there are different classifications, the animal kingdom. You just see that, and you should have some kind of feeling or understanding that the same with us humanity. One humanity, but diverse. And that also reflects in the kind of religion or belief we're going to be part of. And for people to know that each denomination, for example, within the churches, each denomination, they have their own frames, they have their own criteria, they all have their own sources, and what kind of teaching and information they want their followers or believers to follow, and keeps programming them and teaching them within that. If they don't have access to any other sources of information outside of their box, they won't be able to understand the other boxes. And that is our main problem. We are just being ignorant of how diverse we are, and wasting time on trying to correct each other and trying to frame other boxes to be like the boxes that you're part of. It's like there's no end to that. It's like you wanted to turn an orange tree to become an apple tree. Imagine doing that. You are criticizing another denomination. It's like you are trying to turn an orange tree to become an apple tree. Because each denomination, like I said, have their own frame, they have their own lens, they have their own culture, they have their own rituals, they have their own bias, they also have their own preference, and they are very selective. Each denomination are very selective. They only select which one fits their box. And that is the problem. And if only the majority of people understand that, they won't waste time trying to hurt another boxes or trying to convert the other boxes to become like their boxes. But because the majority of the people, they are illiterate in terms of education and access to all of these sources, and they are not. And my experiences in church ministry and in different denominations and some other non-Christian faith as well, that the majority of the believers or the followers, they only read the main text. For example, let's say the Christianity. The majority of believers, they only read the Bible, and they have no idea. They just read the book and swallow everything in the book that is in front of them. They had no idea the process, how that book came to form. They don't know about that background, historical background, who put the books together, and when. They don't understand that. They don't know there are a lot of addition, omission, and remixing of that book. No idea though. They just read on the surface what in front of them, and that's it. They don't have any desire to seek further than that, especially to do their own research and to seek the truth for themselves. But rather they are relying on authorities like the church ministers, whoever scholars within the box. That's all they can rely on. They have no motivation to search further, and that also only adds more to the problems that we are now having. And it's really sad to see that. Does that mean that we need to keep up and just pretending we don't see that? No, we need to speak, because the more we talk about it, the more we spread information like that and exchange information like that, the more people will be aware and wake up. But the longer we remain silent, it's not going to help, the violence and the conflicts, even up to killing and murdering each other, because we decided to remain silent. No, we need to speak up, and we need more people to speak about all of these problems. It has to stop. And if you don't, we need to teach people to know their lane and their box. If you don't agree with the other box, stick to your box. Just walk in your box and understand your box and its limitation, rather than you trying to speak that these other boxes are wrong. No, there's no end to that. Like I said, it's like two blind persons are throwing stones at each other. They can't see each other. There's no point on doing that. Yeah, but if only the majority of people who are part of these religious groups or faith communities, if only they had access to all the information that are now available, and understand which box they are standing upon, they won't have any desire, because we should be more we should be in a level more than how the animal kingdom exists and how they operate. That we ended up just like them, like predators and prey, where the lion eat other small animals and all of that. We ought to be better than that, and we are now in a time that we need to stop that. Stop hating each other because of our ignorance. If you know what your box is in for, stay in your box. Leave the other box alone. Because like I said, there is no compromise by doing that, because it's like different people wear different color spec. Another person is wearing a green spec, the other one is wearing a yellow. Imagine how they see the world. There's no meeting point, because both are seeing different colors. It's the same with the different and various religious beliefs we have. And no, now there is no one box holding the whole truth. Each box has part of the truth, but not all the truth. You only have just a tiny part of the truth. So it's only when you are it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. It's when you added all the different bits and pieces, then you become closer to the truth, to the whole truth. But rather than thinking, then in your own box, you can be able to understand the whole world and the whole universe. That is totally foolishness. That's a fool. You're staying in one box and imagining you think you have everything. No, you don't. So for those, if some of you who are watching us who are still stuck in that, it's time for you to pull your socks up and be aware and awake. Your box is not the only box in the world. Your box is just a tiny part of the whole puzzle, of the whole house, of this big house. But it doesn't mean that the room that you are staying, that's the whole house. No. If you have that kind of picture, understand that kind of picture, you can apply that to faith. And then you waste no energy and time criticizing. If you're a Christian, you don't waste any time trying to put down a Muslim person. Tell them how wrong they are. Like I said, religion and faith is contextual and cultural. Depending where you are growing up, what kind of culture, your environment, the worldview you access to, your bias, the kind of teaching they told, all of that added up together. That will differentiate you from another person, from another religion, and another culture. There are some commonalities, but most of the things you won't be able to see eye to eye. So keep to your lane, stick to your gun, and embrace our diversity. Embrace our diversity, because just like nature, we see the diversity of nature. That should already give us an indication of how much we are. And we have been operating, existing like that. We have different ethnicities, we have all of that. Rather than trying to correct the other person which is not agreeing with you or who are different from you. If we continue to go down that lane, then more evil will we continue to see in the world. More evil, more violence, more killing. But like I said, it has to stop. And how are we going to stop that? By one person, start spreading that. Spreading information. And start doing that. And the more we do that, the more people will awake. For today, for this video, but I will continue talking about this topic and this issue in more videos later on. It's me, Seni, from Edrienia Extrasensory Elevation. I'm signing off, but I'm going to see you again in my next video.